All right, people. Forgive me. That last stream went umbats on me there. So I am trying to restart it here. I don't know what's going on here. Give me a second. I'm trying to get Ronnie back. All right, I'm trying to get Ron back in here. We had a problem with give me a second. I don't know what's going on here. I don't. You got the yeah. I'm live. I'm just trying to get Ron back in, and I'm trying to. I don't know if it's my if it was me or him. So I'm trying to get him back. I just sent him the link. So I'm trying to get him back in. And this is not letting me. Yeah, something's going on with it streaming to YouTube. I don't know what the problem is. I can see that the picture is clear. Sound is, I got it on another one. I can see it. Its sound is good. But it's telling me there's a problem with him on YouTube getting him back in. So let me see what's going on here. I just sent him the new link. I think his because I could hear him, he couldn't hear me. Or no, he was coming through like really bad, and he was starting to lag. So I don't know if it was him or me. And it's not letting me edit the title. I typed it in, and it's like, what? So yeah. We were just going to get into the other stuff that he had going. Yeah, I don't think he's able to get in because I've sent him the link. Mike says he's going to go make a pepperoni pizza. My ribs are almost done. That's what Tommy says. All right, guys, I'm going to have to cut and reschedule this another day. Something went really catastrophic here. And I don't know if, hold on. Yeah, he's back in, but I think he hit the wrong stream. Yeah, I think he hit the wrong stream. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Let me get him back. He'll get back in a second. Give me a second. Let me just bear with me, gentlemen. Please bear with me a little bit here because let's see. Yeah, something's going on. I don't see him. He says he's there. He is. Okay, there he is. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened there. It even messed up the title.
I don't know. I have no idea what went on just there. Kind of hit the bed for a minute.
I'll have to go back and fix the title also because it got all blah. And I'm like, what the heck happened there? You know. Anyway, well, we'll start. Let's try this thing. I'm not going to bore everybody with the other stuff. I'll delete it and try to figure out how to mash them together. But I was going to get into the thing with the 3D printing.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're doing some really cool stuff for like add-ons and stuff. What I thought was really cool was the Star Wars stuff.
Yes, that's kind of been like a side project, but yeah, I've been doing that through like a bit of a separate company. That's Ron Gamble Model Works is that company right now.
Okay, so that's not Fallout Hobbie. So I can't find anything like that other than like basing and stuff like this stuff here that I'm about to show everybody. This stuff here is stuff that you have on your website.
Yeah, but if you go to Bits, the Bits link at the top.
Okay, right there.
Yeah. That's a lot of the new 3D stuff that we have. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of Dark Eldar stuff. There's a lot of Chaos stuff. There's like spider legs for Titans, heads, prows, things like that. And there's a lot more coming out. I'm releasing more shoulder pads and heads on 4th of July, just for regular Space Marines for like a very grimdark feel. We've been trying to launch bases for a while. We've had a hard time finding a reliable caster to help us out with that. So we're probably going to take that in-house and set up our own casting studio soon for that. So yeah, that's only like most of those products have only been added in the past, 5 months or so.
Well, I know that these Space Elf, the sales and stuff, those are new.
Yes, those just came out last week.
Yeah, those are new because I think you mentioned that in your live stream on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And I know now you've got stuff here for add-ons for, of course, the big guys, the Titans and stuff.
Yeah. And some Dark Eldar heads.
Yeah.
And those are clear pieces at the ones at the bottom are clear pieces for like lighting kits. We also have our lighting kits, but sometimes people want extra covers and stuff like that. So
yeah, I was going to get into that too, the lighting kits, because you got model kits, a couple of model kits, right?
Only a few right now, but that's something that's also going to be growing as the business keeps growing. So,
and you got pigments.
Yeah, we have our weathering pigment set. I get them from a mine in North Carolina, actually, and the pigments are just fantastic. I love them.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I don't know how I missed it.
We're going to actually be completely restocked on those 4th of July as well. So that'll be fun.
And you got t-shirt. These t-shirts are pretty cool.
Those are the ones we had at Nova Open this past year. And, Nova Open got canceled this year, unfortunately. But, I try to do like a new shirt a year, basically.
Those are pretty cool. Now, I want to get into your lighting kits. Where are they here? Where is your lighting kits?
LED lighting kits right in the middle at the top.
There it is. This.
Yep. The new websites that's coming out in a week is going to be a lot smoother than this. Let me tell you. This website served its purpose a couple years ago, but as I keep adding new subcategories of products, it kind of has gotten a little bit blown out, so.
Now I have a few of these, and they're really, they're really nice.
The newest ones are the micro LED kits. Those are pretty sick because they use these tiny, these lily pad controllers here, and they can fit under a lot of different bases. Unfortunately, not 32 millimeter, which is a standard Wargaming base, but they can fit under everything above that. And then we sell these like rings that kind of like lift the base up about 2 millimeters, so that you can fit the battery and everything under there. So they're pretty fun because you can make like heroes or lord characters that are all just self-contained, eyes glowing and everything. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, I've used them on some Titans, the ones I've gotten from you.
Those are the 9-volt kits that we had before, and we got those in all different colors and flickering and flame effects and all sorts of stuff like that.
And here's the risers you were talking about right here.
Yeah, those are for the micro LED kits. So you could select the size amongst the smaller bases, 40, 50, 60, and it just kind of jacks the base up a couple millimeters so that the height of the battery holder will fit under the base, because you see it's like kind of like that.
Yeah, I see.
But yeah, those these lily pads are awesome. They just came out like last year, so I've been buying them in bulk from China. I love these things.
Nice. I didn't know you had those.
Yeah, they're pretty new. I mean, I think I've had them as a kit for maybe 8 months, maybe at most, not even a year.
So now, Ron, where do you see your company going in the next year? So I know with the COVID thing, it's put a damper on a lot of other stuff, but you're
for us.
I was just about to say that you're not you don't have to go out.
Actually experienced a pretty, and I'm very grateful for this, but we have experienced a major uptick in sales the past couple months, and it hasn't slowed down yet. And I am just doing a lot of restructuring. Like I said, well, I was talking to you before the video even started. We're in the process of finding a new location for Fallout Hobbies in the area that we're in now. But Jules and I are looking at purchasing property with, at least like 2 to 3 acres behind it, where I can set up a really nice custom made building for the business and not have to rent anything anymore as far as like storage for the business. One of the big things that I'm doing in the next year is we're setting up a lot of stuff. We bought 2 additional 3D printers this year just to keep up with demand, and quite frankly we need another 2 to keep up with demand. So that's awesome. So we're going to be bringing in more 3D printers. I've been continuing my, learning curve with 3D design. So trying to get a little bit better there. We also are going to look into setting up a resin casting facility, because we were trying to outsource a lot of this stuff, and it just was hard to find reliable people that could meet timelines and whatnot. So we're going to be bringing that in-house. I have more staff coming in as soon as we move to a new location, so that's awesome. We're doing a lot more content creation for all of our products, just trying to build out the community in general, so like the customer creations page that we have that you're on right now, that's we've had that page for years, but only in about the past year or so has it really like kind of started to get legs. And
you got Josh Rise there and says, now my wallet is getting empty and more, lots of awesome stuff.
That's funny. Thanks, man. So
now
sorry, not sorry.
Now this creation page,
kind of my job.
Yeah, really. This creation page, that's for people that are using your products and showing what they're doing with them. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I mean the Instagram was like that for a bit too. But one of the things on the customer creations page is when we're planning out new products and stuff like that, we do polls there. As I'm working on new products, I show like work in progress pictures, things like that. Or as I'm designing stuff in 3D, I show proofs of like the new stuff that I'm designing. And then of course, like I endorse like other companies too. Like for instance, like Green Stuff World, I love their products. That's one of the things I want to start carrying. When we do the expansion, like that post right there, that's on the screen. That is like when I'm designing stuff right before it launches publicly, I'll post a lot of pictures like that, and get feedback from people and tweak and edit things here and there, to try to make sure that everyone's feeling it, and then so yeah, back to the question about the expansion. We're going to be doing more 3D printed stuff. We're going to be doing resin cast stuff. Our line of airbrush stencils and decals is just ever growing, so that's going to be continuing. I am going to be launching a different line of airbrush stencils soon, and that's going to be a more like rigid type airbrush stencil, more of a heavy duty stencil for like terrain, things like that, you know, where people are doing like bigger projects. We have 2 print systems now for decals. I'm looking to improve that as well and get more print systems in for decals.
Yeah.
And LED kits are improving. I'm actually launching a whole new line of LED kits basically as soon as I get this stuff in from China, because it's taking a while to get here.
Right. Yeah. That's everybody's having that trouble right now. Yeah.
Well, that's where all the electronics are. So when I'm ordering components, it's kind of the only place to get it at a reasonable competitive rate. And so for jet bikes and flyers and skimmers in 40K, I'm launching bases that use these lily pads, but are hollowed out. So they replace the clear flying bases that come with the model kits.
Oh, cool.
With bases that fit batteries in them and a lighting kit, so people could actually have like jet bikes on the table with, like, you know, lights coming out the engines and stuff like that. So that's something people have been asking for a while, but the technology just kind of caught up to it in the past year. So, because before I would have had to hand make some kind of battery holder, and that's just not really feasible to mass produce. But since like the lily pads came out, you know, in this past year, it's a lot easier to do.
A lot easier to do them now, dude. They're very simple to put on. I mean, they're not complicated, you know. I mean,
no, and I include instructions. Like all of the LED kits come with instructions. Also, like you know, we do our weekly live stream videos, and every time I do one of those, I cover like a different aspect or maybe 2 different aspects of the hobby. So I might do like painting and lighting, or I might do like lighting and LED and decals or something, you know what I mean? But I'm always working on something different each week and posting about that with questions and comments and whatnot. And I also interact with people. So it's like the live streams, I interact with people so they can ask questions. I'll answer in real time.
So they'll be able to watch the live streams by joining the creation page?
Yeah, we post it publicly too. But I mean, the customer creation page is where we kind of do the advance notice for everything. And then there's also, and Jules made sure to make me tell everything when I got on the video, so because she keeps me organized and keeps me in line. So we're launching the new website this weekend, coming up 4th of July weekend, and then we're also there's new products coming out, and we have the newsletter, which has been doing really, really well. And we don't kill people with the newsletter. We only do maybe like 1, maybe 2 newsletters a month. We don't bombard people with that. But the newsletter has always got new announcements. We have the customer creations page. And then we just started really upping our game with streaming videos. So where we have the live streams on Facebook, but we're also doing, we have a Twitch channel that we just started up. And
what's is the Twitch channel Fallout Hobbies?
You know what? That's a good question, because she just set it up like literally 3 days ago. Yeah. So it's on the website. Or it's on the website. I feel kind of dumb for not knowing that. She literally just set it up like 3 days ago. So it's not in my long-term memory yet. And then we also, the YouTube channel that we have a lot of the like longer format tutorial videos for, we're live streaming to there as well now. So there's 3 locations for that. And I am going to be doing more content creation as well in the upcoming year. So that's going to be a lot of stuff happening right now. A lot of stuff. And we're going to be bringing in third-party products as well. Like there's a lot of smaller companies out there that are based in, you know, Europe or Spain, and you know, these might be like a company where it's just like one guy selling something really cool out of his garage, and we're going to start bringing all those like kind of smaller companies in under our roof and selling a lot of accessory stuff, you know, in one area that people might not be able to get stateside, or at least not get easily stateside, you know, like, you know, they could come and get heads from one company, get, you know, pigments from another company, get bases from us, you know, LED kits from us, and maybe some paint from another company, and get it all through one location. So that's part of the reason that I'm looking to do a major space expansion with the store, is because I need this space to house all this inventory.
Well, man,
And
it's a long way from the a few years back, man, when you were just kickstarting it, huh?
When I was kickstarting it, I was still working as an art director. So at that time, I was kind of figuring that the business would be, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe 20 orders a month or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it would just be kind of like a side gig, you know, to the main thing. But it blew up really fast. With the decals and the stencils, to the point where I had to quit my main job within maybe 3 or 4 months after launching Fallou Hobbies, because like the orders were coming in and I'm like still stuck in this office, you know, during the day. Now it's like I got to devote my attention to getting these orders out, because people are gonna, you know, not be happy if I don't do that.
Now I'm sorry.
That being said, we've processed a lot of freaking orders. Like we hit over 10,000 orders a couple months ago. So like we're right now at around 11,500, something like that.
Wow.
Orders.
Wow.
Yeah. So somewhere in that ballpark. And that's just from Fallou Hobbies. That's not including Chapter Customizer.
Now this is your YouTube channel. Now you said we were talking about it before we went live, and you were talking about how you're going to add more content to this. Am I correct?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. See, these videos, the videos that I post on the YouTube channel are like beginning to end videos. It's like a whole model process from beginning to end. I mean, I don't show like, you know, literally snipping the pieces off the sprue, but from the point where someone's starting to paint it, I show it from beginning to end. So like that orc one, that DACA jet video, that's like a good example, because that one I think is about an hour and a half. And I go from everything from like building, detailing, adding LEDs, airbrushing, decaling, weathering, like all through the video, with about 15 minutes or so spent on each aspect of it. And so, you know, those videos take a while to compile. Like it takes me a couple days to film one of those videos from beginning to end. But that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to doing more of once, you know, I can we're getting more staff in the store soon, so once I have a little bit more time on my hands, I can devote more time to content creation, which I'm very much looking forward to.
Yeah, because I really enjoy watching the ones on Facebook when you're sitting there and you're painting, you're showing your products, how to use them. You know,
those are like the live streams that we do weekly. That's just kind of like whatever I'm working on that day, you know.
So if you guys ever want to, you know, go check out his live streams. I always put them up on the Syndicate so you guys can watch them. But check them out, man. I mean, they're pretty informative. The man can paint. You know, the man can paint his ass off. You know, he's not a you know, bad painter, but it's cool to watch him because he's using his product. You know, I mean, I see a lot of guys, they sell stuff, they don't use their products. You know.
Well, you got to educate people to a certain point, because you can, like, you know, sell decal sheets, but if you don't tell people how to put decals on something, they might get frustrated and might not, you know, use the product right. So you want to educate people the best way that you can. And also another thing that I noticed is very interesting. So when I was growing up, you know, I was reading like Fine Scale Modeler magazine and stuff like that, and, you know, Amazing Figure Painter, and they would go through the process. They would talk about all the different like third-party things that you could get. Like if you were doing decals, you could get like microsol or microset, you know, different like tricks to like apply decals properly. When people, a majority of my audience is wargamers, and they get their information from very limited sources. They get their information just strictly from like, you know, Games Workshop or Privateer Press or a company like that. And if those companies don't make the products, they don't include them in the tutorials. So if they are telling people how to like apply decals, they will not say get microsol or get microset, because they don't sell a product like that.
Right.
So then you're missing this like essential chunk of information that you need for proper application. And then some of my customers come to me and they're like, wait, what is this decal softener? This is amazing. I never heard of it before. And it's like, yeah, because you've only been getting your information from like 2 streams. You know what I mean? You need to, you know, so what I'm really trying to do is like, there's different tools by all these different companies. Teach people how to use all these different tools. You know what I mean? Like, don't keep it just like what I sell. You know, like I talk about different companies. I talk about like Green Stuff World a lot because I love their tools. You know, and like Turbo Dork has awesome paints. I've been using a lot of their paints recently. Secret Weapon Miniatures always has great products.
Oh yeah, they got some good stuff.
You know, so I like to talk about all these other companies too, so that people have a more well-rounded understanding of how to get an effect done.
I've got a question, and I haven't noticed it, and I need to look. And you probably have it on there. Do you know what a grunge stencil is, right?
The like to make something like chopped up and dirty.
No, it's like a little spotty. It gives you little dots and stuff. It's called. Iwata makes a small one, about maybe yay big, but they're paper.
Okay.
So when you use it, you know, after you airbrush on it a few times, they start to, you know, because it soaks up the paint, they end up breaking.
Yeah, they start to curl and get kind of weird.
You ever think about something like that? Because a lot of the guys,
I mean, it's always something. It's always something I can do as a custom. I mean, that's without a doubt. So I can always make stencils like that for you. I've never actually had anyone ask me for that before, but it's definitely something that can be done. You know, it's not out of the realm of possibility. The
reason I say that is because a lot of these armor guys and plane guys, they use it for the mottling effect.
Oh, okay.
So and again, it's got the curves and stuff like a plane. It'll have the curves. You could take one of your stencils, just lay it on there, shoot it, and then take it right off instead of having to position that paper, you know, all over the place. You know what I mean?
That's kind of like the Flecktarn stencils that I have that like kind of splattery paint effect, because I have Flecktarn in 3 different scales, because kind of looks like the German World War II effect, where it's like, you know, like splattered, splotchy paint ammo. Yeah, so I have ones like that, but I can do like more modern style grunge, definitely.
It's I'll have to take a look at the ones you're talking about, you know, because if those will work, then that's something that I can show other people. Say, look, man, try this, you know, instead of that paper.
Well, look in the camo patterns, and I also have like a separate section called Mecha, which is mainly like Gundam scales. But the Gundam scales are 1/144 and 1/100.
Yeah, because this brother right here, high altitude scale modeling, he's got he was on last week, and he does a lot of armor and planes. And when you're using those paper grunts, it's if you look at if you ever get a chance, look at Iwata. They have a small they call it's called a mini grunge stencil.
Yeah, I think I know which ones you're talking about.
Yeah, and they're paper. And they don't last long. I mean, and those things, you're talking about $20 a pop, you know?
Yeah, well, they suck up a lot of paint, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they do a beautiful camo, a beautiful thing, but they suck up all the paint.
Right.
And, you know, if they start getting brittle after a while, you know? I mean, 2 or 3 applications, they're brittle. Whereas something like what you have with the vinyl, it's vinyl, am I correct?
Yeah, it's vinyl.
Yeah, with the vinyl, you take it, like especially on a plane, you can lay it down over it, shoot it, take it off, put it back on the sheet.
Like I was saying in the one before we got cut off, before the technical problems happened, the vinyl that I use is flexible and it's self-adhesive, so it bends over, you know, curves, like compound curves. So especially if you're doing like a fuselage or, you know, the curve of a plane wing, like it'll bend and adhere to it, so you get that clean paint finish from beginning to end without any of that underspray or any kind of crap like that you would get from a non-adhesive vinyl.
I could see a lot of cross with that, you know, not just
we have a lot of guys picking up stuff for Aeronautica Imperialis, which is the small, it's like it's planes in the future, it's Warhammer with planes, and they try to recreate a lot of, you know, like World War II and older era camo schemes on their planes, but they're small. I mean, the planes are only like, you know, like this long.
Right. So
we have the line of stencils we call them infantry size, but they're really just for anything small, because like the camo patterns on the infantry size ones are Mainly used if people had like, you know, cloaks, like camo cloaks, or like, you know, if people had some kind of like camouflage armor or whatever for 28mm figures. But they're just good all-purpose small stencils, so they're really tiny detailed. And if you go into the mecha section, like the 1/144 scale stencils that we have for Gundam models, they're very tiny. And you know, a Gundam model, like a 1/140 scale Gundam's only probably about like this tall. You know what I mean? They're not big at all. So the patterns that we have for those are really, really tiny.
Now, what was
yeah, I see you're on the web. Scroll
yeah,
down
I'm trying to, because I'm serious. I think these will be really good for what these guys are doing, you know.
Scroll down a little bit more to the one more row. There we go. The infantry size. So you see those like digicamo ones, and if you scroll down to the next line, yeah, there we go. So there's a lot of different. We have like the hex camo, we have flectarn, we have the shard camo, we have traditional camo. All of those are really, really small patterns. And then at the very bottom was the grunge one that I was thinking of. That one is those panels right there, only about an inch high by about an inch and a half wide. There's 8 panels on that sheet. So they're pretty small. So they can create like a good effect.
Yeah, I'm looking. Well,
you're buying stuff right now.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna end up. Yeah, there's a few of them here that I end up picking up. It's the one I was thinking more of would be something like this shard here.
Yeah.
Or this one here, this little one here, the hex camo. Because what they use it for, Ron, is they end up it gives it that they paint over it. They put this down and then they paint over it, and it makes it look like the skin is, you know, it's got the I'm trying to think of the word for it. You know, like when you look at these planes, you know, they go in there, they do the with an airbrush, they do all those crazy little patterns, and they spray over it.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah. We've had a lot of guys like in the gaming thing, like with Aeronautica Imperialis and stuff like that, using those stencils and getting some pretty cool, you know, camo effects on the upper surfaces of the planes and stuff, like on the tops, and then they paint the bottoms, you know, sky blue. And yeah, it looks pretty good. I love it for Gundams because when I'm doing high altitudes, asking any 148 aircraft stencils, not technically, but I mean, our camouflage patterns are pretty universal. We have 3 different sizes for each of them. So we have like the vehicle size, which is for 28mm Wargaming, which is roughly around 132 scale, I believe, is what 28mm translates into. So not exactly 148, but really close, 132. But I mean, a lot of the camo patterns, like the traditional camo, the stripe camo, the digi camo, they're pretty universal. So they can kind of scale up or scale down a little bit. And like the really small ones, like I said, I love those for Gundams because they handle the really tiny detail well, especially when you're doing like a figure that's only like 4 inches tall and you're trying to make it like camouflaged. So it looks cool.
That shard camo one is pretty cool.
I love that one.
Yeah.
Jules was actually just using that on some tanks the other day. I've done a bunch of vehicles in the shard camo. So yeah, like I said, like all those camo patterns there, most of those we have in 3 different sizes. So the main ones that you see there, where it's like 2 big panels on a sheet, those are like vehicle size. Those are like 132 roughly, 28mm / 132. But then we have the 1/100 scale and the 1/144 scale version of them as well. So same patterns, just shrunken down.
Yeah, GB Model Zone says he'll have to get some and try them on an aircraft. Man, I'm telling you, they're great stencils. I use them all the time. I love them. I mean, I have the some dragon scale ones that I'll be honest with you, I probably use them about 5 times and they're still good. As long as you don't pull on them too hard. And
that's the thing. Yeah, if you're rough with them, they're gonna, you're gonna screw them up if you get rough, heavy-handed with them. But if you take the time to take them off the model and put them back on the backer sheet, they'll last a while.
Now here's Brett. His name is Brett. High altitude scale model. He says, "I do see some I think will work. I'll put it in order this weekend. Thanks for the info. I missed your site somehow. Glad you were on." Well, see, that was the whole point of this. The whole point of this was, I really thought that getting you on, Ron, and give to have some of these armor guys, these plane guys, these car guys, to look at your product and say, well, wait a minute, man, that's some stuff I can use. Not only your stencils, your custom stencils, your stencils, or this, but your lighting kits. They can use them for headlights. They can use them for tail lights.
Well, the micro kits are really good for that, because the micro LED kits, the SMD LEDs that I include in those, they're only like 1 millimeter wide. Mm-hmm. They're really, really tiny. So you can fit them into just about anything, really. Like, for instance, I have like this, I have a model right in front of me here. Let me find a battery for it real quick. There we go. One second. So this is like a dark Eldar Raider. You can see this is really tiny, right? Mm-hmm. I was able to fit like 5 LEDs.
Look at that.
Right into the back of it. Here, hold on. The wires are a little twitched. Okay. There we go. So yeah, I was able to fit like 5 tiny LEDs right into the back. And as you can see, there's not like a ton of working space in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? These SMD LEDs, they're amazing. They're so tiny. And we even started getting some like UV ones in, which was really cool, because I was using them. Here, I have an example right here that's cool. So I was making this dark Eldar jet, so alien space jet, you know what I mean? But I put UV LEDs in the corner and then painted the consoles in fluorescent, and it lights up the whole console. So it looks like the entire, this is solid plastic in here. This is not drilled out. But I was able to get the effect that like all the tiny little buttons were, lit up. So lots of cool things you can do with those little LEDs for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to post this real quick, so other, the part 2. Sorry about that disruption earlier, guys. I'll get the rest of the channels in a minute. But is there anything else you'd like to talk about, Ron? I mean, would you like to about your business, about your company?
We talked about a lot. I do want to say that we have a sale coming up this weekend, the 4th of July sale, and we're launching a few new products for that. There's and we just launched a bunch of new products like 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Not even, I think like a week ago, we launched a bunch of Dark Eldar products. But we are going to have the new website up this weekend coming up, and we're going to have also, we've been doing more wholesale outreach lately. So black sheet models. Yes, I can make decals just for one order. That's if you go to fallouthobbies.com/custom, you can order just like a single sheet for a project.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what the business was founded on, was making just, individual orders.
Yeah, I'm just showing comments that people are putting there, like Ronnie Bow in there. He says, "Evening, gentlemen. Awesome show. I have a few of these. Love them. Multiple uses. Made superb. Keep up the great work."
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Wholesale. Can I carry these in my store? Yes, you can. If you contact customer service at fallouthobbies.com, Jules can set you up with a wholesale account, and then you can carry them in my store.
There you go. There you go.
That's one of the things we've been doing. We've been building a new wholesale portal, because we have stores right now carrying our products in Australia, Germany, Chile, even though Chile has been having some postal issues recently. We got a couple Canadian stores and a few stores in the US carrying my stencils right now, so that's awesome. But I'm always looking for more countries, because the more countries I can get to, the broader the reach.
Yeah. So now the sale you got coming up July 4th.
Yeah, 15% off everything.
15% off. They don't have to have a code or nothing. Just go on there.
No,
okay.
it's just automatic. Yeah,
All right.
automatic. 15% off everything. Also, one thing I forgot to mention: we do have programs for commission painters and veterans. So if a person is like a commission painter, where it's like, their business, where they paint for a living. We offer a program where they can just have a standing discount, like a standing 15% off discount with the store. And we also do the same thing for veterans. So if anyone has served or, whatnot, in any country, not just United States, they can get a standing 15% discount as well.
Yeah. Now, Joe, I think he said like 132nd was the biggest one, and then they go down from there.
Yeah. Well, 28 millimeter. They were meant for 28 millimeter wargaming, but that translates to roughly 132. Yeah, and then 100 and 144.
Yeah, the bigger ones that you have.
Yeah, the bigger ones are 132. Yeah. So,
hey, Ronnie, thank you. I appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks for the even with this technical thing here we had here, man. I already shared the second feed over there, and then we'll go from there. But I appreciate.
I don't know what that was. We had some glitches too on our end with the last live stream. I'm kind of like working through a few things here to smooth and optimize it all out. So yeah.
But guys, check him out. Once again, I'm going to show you his webpage here. It is, and he's gonna, like he said, this is going to be revamped soon.
Yeah, the new website's launching this weekend coming up.
So it's fallouthobbies.com. If you go down, there's a contact right here on the side there. You can contact them if you got anything right here. They have, just look at the page. If you're looking for custom stuff, he has different tiers. Just check it out. It's all on there.
We got airbrush stencils, decals, LED kits, weathering, 3D printed kits for wargaming, and custom work for stencils and decals.
Now, a quick question. I know you're starting to do like upgrade parts, but that's going to be separate from this. Am I correct?
Well, we have the wargaming upgrade parts here.
Right.
Now, if you're referring to like the Star Wars related stuff,
yes,
that was that's kind of like a side business. That's just me. That's not related to the rest of Fallout Hobbies.
Okay.
And that is I only do it through the Ron Gamble Model Works on Facebook. And that's just kind of like it's mostly upgrade kits for 172 scale. Like,
do you mind if do you mind if I show them?
No, go for it.
All right, it's let me jump real quick here to Facebook. It's Ron Gamble. I don't have.
Yeah, Ron Gamble Model Works.
There it is. Okay, I just wanted to real quickly jump in it. Now, guys, you have to see this stuff.
This has been kind of like my COVID project, because I started this right around when COVID started, and I just wanted to do something a little bit different. So I started selling like upgrade kits for like Bandai models. So like that one right there, that's Kylo Ren's ship from the most recent movie, but Bandai never made a model kit for this. But they did make a model kit where if you swap the wings out and put a different canopy piece in, it's the same ship. So if you scroll down a little bit more, there's like the TIE Bomber right there that I was working on, 172 scale TIE Bomber. All these pieces are 3D printed. But at really high resolution. I run a bunch of Form 3 printers right now, so it's kind of as good as you can get for SLA printing at the moment. If you scroll down to,
there it is right there, the Kylo.
The silencer. Yeah, the TIE silencer. And then there's some more pictures of the printed pieces coming off. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, that was one I did for J-Bot decals. He was doing an aquatic TIE fighter. So it was a modification to make it like an underwater TIE. That was
nice. Fun. Look at that.
This next one, that's my own design. That's my TIE drone. I wanted to come up with kind of like an automated TIE fighter that looked a little bit Mandalorian. So there was that.
That one's cool. That one right there is cool.
This one, that's the TIE Defender, my version of it. The wings are a little bit different than some of the other versions, but it's all 3D printed. So those wings, each one of those wings is a single piece, a single print piece. But if you look at the pictures, all the solar paneling detail is in there. All that stuff's in there. So it's really...
Yeah, look at that, guys.
Like you could see all the detailing in the solar paneling and stuff like that. So... And all these are conversion kits. So you need the Bandai kit for some of the parts, but I provide the rest of the parts.
Look at that. And that's your lighting kit in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my micro LED lighting kit, the red one.
Yeah.
And then the battery is hidden under the base. It just comes out the bottom of it in 2 little wires. The TIE Brute, that was one of the most popular ones. That was from the new Solo movie. They never made a model kit of it.
Look at that.
So that's no one else. Actually, as far as I know, no one else makes a model kit of this ship except for me right now. So that's that uses the Bandai TIE Fighter wings, canopy, and the interior of the cockpit for it. But the rest of the kit is on me.
Now, if somebody was interested in this, how would they get a hold of you? Through the
just private message. That's kind of like I do those kits. They take a lot of time to produce, so I do them in kind of like orders of 10 at a time. So basically, like I'll get a handful of people that'll be interested, and I'll just kind of stop it, for a little while and produce those kits, and then go from there. You know what I mean? But I try to not get too overbooked on those ones.
All right. Well,
because they do take a while. Like
yeah,
that
I would imagine
kit. If I'm doing like a batch of those wings, that takes like 3 days.
Yeah, I would
print
imagine
like a batch of just the wings.
Yeah. So Ron, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
Hold on a second. You're muted for some reason. Why are you muted? All right.
Can you hear me?
Nick.
Yeah, he's having a technical difficulty on his end there.
Okay.
And we lost him. All right, guys. He's having some problems with his program that he uses to stream. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut it right here, and I'll get a hold of him a little later on. Thank you, guys. Did he connect? Yeah, there he is.
There we go.
There you go. Okay. It's okay, man. I wanted to thank you once again, man. Thanks again for taking the time to sit here and talk with us, man. I hope this was informative to some of the people that I've been talking about your stuff to. You guys check out. I'll once again when before I sign off, I'll show you his YouTube page, his Facebook pages. If you want some of those other things, you just heard what he said. It takes time to do those, so bear with him if you don't get them in 2 weeks. So don't be knocking on his door. But
with the Star Wars kits.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Star Wars stuff. Don't be going, hey, I just ordered this and I want it tomorrow.
If it's the regular stuff that we keep in stock at Fallout Hobbies, that goes out the door pretty quickly, like within a couple of days. But if it's custom work or like the Star Wars kits from the separate page, those take a while. Okay. So,
but check him out, guys. You won't be sorry. He's got some great stencils. He's got great decals. He makes great custom stuff. It's a one-man shop right now, so don't give the
Jules.
Well, but yeah, you know what I mean. You don't have a bunch of employees that'll
No, I don't. It's a mom and pop shop.
Yeah, it's a mom and pop thing. So you're not if you're doing a custom thing, you have some patience with the brother. He'll get to you, man, and he always answers you. So things it is what it is.
Yeah,
Ronnie, you take care, man. You have a good time with the family, with the boys, man. Tell Jules we say hello. And thanks again for coming in, man. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, brother. You take care, man.
All right. See you later.
All right, brother. Bye-bye. All right, guys. There it is. Check him out. I'll show you his page again. It's right here. This is if you're looking for the Star Wars stuff. Like he just said, you need the Bandai kit. If he has it in stock, it'll go out the door right away. Some of the other stuff, it takes time to do it. So you know, if you're looking for that kind of stuff, you know, check the brother out. This is his Facebook page. Please go there, subscribe, man. You know, the guy's a hell of a fucking painter, man. So, you know, subscribe to him, and you know, and of course we have his customers creation page, and he's got all kinds of cool stuff. And right here is where you'll see some of the newer stuff that he has when he puts them out. He also does live streams twice. I believe it's twice a week. I share them. If I catch them, I'll share them right away. If not, you can join his Facebook group and you'll catch it from there. I thank you once again, guys, for bearing with me. Sorry about the problems we had with you saw what was happening with this stream. You know, I will post this up on the relevant things, and I'll put a little explanation as to what happened. You know, you guys have a great the rest of the weekend. You know, stay safe, stay healthy, man. You know, be good to your children. You know, leave the drama to the goddamn queens, brothers and sisters, and by all means, man, build a goddamn model. This is Gilbert, Red Dragon Model Works, here in Smaug's Cave. Peace, brothers. Ciao.